Good morning, everyone. Hey, Jiraj, how you doing? Way to put in the work, buddy. I see you're doing the work. It's beautiful. It's exactly what we want to see. Tibby, what's up? Miko, there you are. How you doing? What's up, Alexander? Boy, that news really not much reaction on that news. I took one trade and and I usually don't trade news, but when the market came up to sorry, I should go through my analysis first. We came up here and we hit that area of sellers at 80, 80 half. So I shorted 79. I put my stop where that line is, and then I covered it here in the 76, 77 area, just on three. Um, and you can see that the sellers have been consistently moving down in the market. So overnight inventory is short. Hey Kev, how you doing? Sorry guys, I still have this stupid cold, so I sound like a freaking duck. Still, apologies for that. Um, Overnight inventory is short, but you can see that we do have sellers. Okay, so let's see what happens when the market opens this morning. If we lose the overnight low, we're going to come down. I'll give you some levels to look for. Now, if we go and look at, see that this 69, 63 area, there's a little bit of inventory underneath it. So you've got all of this inventory, which is underneath 69.63. Now, coincidentally, our overnight low is 69.63 half. So we're still in distribution, right? We took this cheap crap and we sold it up here, for a few sessions, right? The wholesalers made money, everybody made money. It's been a tough week to trade. Um, and if we take a break of that, then you can look for 53 and 43 to the downside. Your swing lows are going to be just under 40 and underneath 33. So that's going to be your swing low. If we take those swing lows, what that means is think of those as a piñata. This is a piñata. If we take out that low, this stuff will start falling out. So while we hold 63, it's okay. And we've got short covering underneath yesterday's low. Hey, Moran. Hey, Raj. So we've got some short covering, which is holding this thing a little bit stable, right? Now, I think I was on Forex Analytics earlier, um, and you know they said this court ruling is coming at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? I sent the flu north. I am in the north. I thought you were south of me, Stuart. Man, it's going around. It's whipping through the UK like crazy. You're more north? Okay, I don't know what city you're in. That's another beautiful day in Liverpool. Oh, you're in York. Ah, that's right. That's right. Hey, Christian, how you doing? So, I think it's going to be a little choppy until this Supreme Court ruling business comes out. Now, I have no idea how or what they're going to do. So, for goodness sakes, when 10 o'clock comes out, be careful. don't try and pre or predict what's going to happen. You know, be flat, watch the market, and if it starts to, break one way or another, make sure you just stick to your trading setup. If your setup doesn't show itself, just don't put any money out there. I'm feeling a little better. It's starting to dry up, but I'm still like nasally and, congested. Hey, Jonathan, Windy City. The Windy City is windy. That's good. I mean, if Chicago didn't have a cold winter, it'd be a little weird. So yeah, it's inventory is super short. But we've got sellers at 74 and change. We've got sellers at 76 and a half. There they are again. The sellers are here. Boom. They've been selling there, 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 there. So if say you went long at 69, 68, by the time you get up to that 73, 74, sorry, 74 and a half, that you probably better get out of your trade, right? I'll be glad when this week is over. You guys will still do that price action lab at 11 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is I'll be on here for about an hour, okay? And then I'm going to give my voice an hour to rest, and then we'll be back at 11, right? And I'll put the link in the room. And remember that price action lab and the execution class is all about you guys. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking. You guys are going to be talking about the trades that you're taking or having trouble with, and we're going to dissect those, right? So bring your questions, right? I'm doing this for you guys. Hey, Dan. So how do you use this? When you have a seller, just like I did up here, you'd be shorting these levels, your stop would be here, and then you'd be covering on the downside there. Now, let me just, excuse me, I closed my trading software. Let me just open it up again. There we go. Let's see, Tesla's down $3, Apple's down $1. MSTR is showing signs of life. We'll see. How's the coin of bitterness this morning? 95,000. Oh, good, good, good. Well, market's starting to clean up. Once we clear 95,000, the old Bitcoin cost basis will be underneath us, right? I'll do an analysis. Attila, you're in Calgary? Really? 15 in Calgary. That is crazy. Sounds like a Chinook. So let's go take a look and see where our stops are. Overnight point of control is down here. We are underneath cost basis. There are trap longs here underneath 69.83, and there are trap longs above it. So that's where that resistance is coming in. We are going to open on a small gap down. So let's see if we fill it, don't fill it. Should be an interesting day. Yeah, there's some bids down here in the 70s and the 68s. Don't be surprised if it's choppy, my friends, right? Don't be surprised if it's choppy. It could be a choppy mess. I think after this business is concluded next week, you know, the larger size traders are going to be there. They're going to start putting their investment outlook stuff together and planning out things. Hopefully, we get some more participation. Ed, how you doing? Good to see you, brother. It's okay. You haven't missed much being late. Not a problem. Let's go take a look at what these equities are doing. Silver is pretty amazing. I mean, our cost basis is 20 to 26. We're at 8 times cost basis now for silver, which is pretty interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't want to buy it up here, and I don't want to short it up here. Um, I don't trade it anyway, so I'd be. I'm just watching. I'm watching this thing. There is a gap in the silver here on SLV, so there's a big short position underneath 74. That's holding this thing higher, right? I've heard that the tariff thing is at 10 Eastern time. I cannot confirm that to be true. You're in SLV at 34? Well, what's your target, Hex? That's a beautiful, beautiful long. Nothing wrong with that. I'd stay in it as long as they don't fill this gap. The Porsche's the target? Oh, it's a tough target, right? If they fill this gap, we could look for some downside. But I think if you're long and that gap holds, and the lows are still higher, we'll see how it trades today and see how it trades when that news comes out, right? Because a lot of people are hedging and that sort of stuff. Gold, same thing too. Gold over 404.10. If it broke that, I'd be a seller. I mean, if I was logged down here at 261. Dear good. Look at these deals. Crazy. Tesla did a look below and fail of 429. You know, it's right in this distribution cost basis between 29 and 62. Leather jacket guy, same thing. Everything's just kind of holding tight. They went up, sticky buying. Sticky buying. PLTR, same thing. That's a weekly chart. Microsoft under 469, you're going to get some more selling. If this thing breaks 469, the inventory above it is going to start trickling out. But mind you, it's an old deal. Everybody owns it at really, really cheap prices. The large funds are positioned probably at $40, right? Goldman over 910. Meta. Does anybody actually trade Meta? Because in 6 years, nobody has asked me for a Facebook or a Meta chart. Very interesting. Google. Oh, I got to clean up this chart. Yeah, we are at 16 times cost basis, 32 times. I should redo these zones, but you could see where all the smart money is positioned here, right? And underneath it. And this is just massive speculation. Right? This market is firmly in the hands of speculators. Yeah, the rainforest, let's see, it's underneath 242. Maybe look for a backfill down to 237. And crabapple, it's trying, but 261, 67, there's going to be a little resistance. And if it breaks that, then you're going to be looking for sellers at 266. Right? This ASML is just, they've probably got so many shorts trapped in this stock. It is something else. Oracle came down into that gap, filled the gap, and found bids. Western Digital is, It tickled that 217.27 and it's underneath it. See what it does today. What else do we got? Intel, that securities purchase agreement was at 23.28, 49.32. There's going to be inventory. If we can creep over 49s, get over 52, this thing might go. We'll never know. We'll see what kind of flow comes into it. That's pretty much it. Oh, Chevron. Chevron. On the daily. See if we could get back over 164. Right? If we could get back over 164, you're going to be looking at sellers right there. Right? 168.96. That's where the next resistance is going to be. So it's interesting how it traded. This was off the news of Venezuela. Then we did a look below and fail at 57, right back up to 164. So the stock has found its legs. Right? And back to ES, which is basically sitting and spinning its wheels. Not much going on here. So inventory is short. We've got bids at 69 and 3/4. Now we've got some bids at 72. Now how can I tell where the bid is? Bid's at the bottom of the candle. So when the sellers get down there, they stop selling and lift the offer. Really simple stuff. If you incorporate that into your trading, you're going to find your trading's a lot less complicated and you can focus on execution. Right? So if you're a short seller, you got to be aware of one thing, okay? Inventory is short, so the move is expected is this. There's been a constant seller here. If we take that seller out, meaning if that seller sees or that group of sellers sees that there are buyers, the next upper target is going to be 76 half, 77, 77 and 3/4. So just remember that. Okay? If you're shorting in cost basis, which is where we are right now, if you're shorting in cost basis, it's dangerous because you're shorting in an area where everyone's buying, which is kind of difficult, right? If you think about a short sale, a short sale is dependent on the sellers competing against each other, putting it on sale and lowering price. If the sellers are raising price, it means that buyers have come in the market. So why do you want to short something in an area where everyone's buying it? Right? Wait till they put it on price. Like if you were shorting 74, put your stop at 75, and then put some bids down at 72, 71 to see if you can get filled. Now, if those orders do not get executed, then you know that they don't have to sell that low. See? If you were short 74, 73, and you had your stop where that white line that says sellers, can't get any simpler than that, you put some bids there at 72, and if those bids get filled, you can stay short. If they get partially filled, then you know that supply is running out, right? Good stuff. You passed another eval. Great. Beautiful. And you cut your drawdown in half. That's what we want to see, Ed. That's definitely want to. That's now you're cooking with gas, brother. That's beautiful. Yeah, we got 10 minutes now before the open. Ooh. So we'll only be doing an hour today, folks, because I've got to do another session at 11. Got to save the old voice. Okay. Excuse me. Hey, Jem, how you doing? So if your bids are getting filled, not one tick. I usually, it depends if it's a volatile market, I'll have to use a little bit of a bigger stop. But if it's a slow market, you can get away with 3 or 4 ticks. That's the beauty of these algos. The algorithms that we have now in the market are so precise um, that you can, when it's slow, you can get away using a much smaller stop. Very handy. Yeah, so my cost basis, oh yeah, sorry. Cost basis this morning was 85 to 89, 85 3/4 to 89. 2 times discount is down to 77 3/4. 4 times discount is 61 3/4. I like Globex. A lot of traders, a lot of the old guys are like, don't trade Globex, and they freak out, they scream, especially when they're drunk. Uh, I love trading Globex because your risk is much less when the markets are nice and slow. Sometimes now don't get me wrong. Sometimes Globex is slow. It just it's brutally slow sometimes, and that's what we do too. If you join us at 7:30 in the morning UK time, um, you'll see sometimes it's just ridiculously slow. We've got a rotation here, my friends. See, we've got a rotation between 69 and 73 right now. You see, boing, 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 boing. So these rotations, that would be if you came in and started trading right now, you'd go, oh, cool, right? If you wanted to draw out a cost basis, you'd just go and you draw this, right? That would be your cost basis. Then you double it to the upside, double it to the downside, and then you're going to know when the market breaks what to expect. Yep. Hey, Slicey Bad. Yeah, we're looking for a gap on the open. Let's see if we fill it, right? So I bought a couple at 72, and I will be a seller at 73 3/4. I'm out one, and I'm out. Take me at 3/4, you dirty rotten bastard. Okay, I'm out the other one at a half, and I got one left, and I'm flat. That's enough, right? So that's why I bought the 72s because I saw it. The bids coming in, the offer lifts, right? Just simple, 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 right? You just trade the box, trade from the outside in, right? And I didn't even have the best trade location on that. Right? Now, as the open comes up, I won't trade until it opens and shows me what it's going to do. Remember, inventory is short. We do have bids at 69 and 3/4. So in the open, if we break 69 and 3/4, don't sit there and just buy it. Wait for it to come back over 69 and 3/4. Oh, how do you? I gotta turn off these alerts on the old cell phone. That's why I don't have it on my desk when I'm trading. So distracting. Yeah, see, we're in this little box between 69 and 3/4 and 74-ish, right? 74 half, right? So you don't trade the middle of the box. You wait till it does a look below and fail or a look above and fail. Always from the outside in. Ah, sorry. If I mute myself and you hear me kind of go dead for a little bit, it's either because I'm coughing up a fur ball like a cat, or I'm blowing my nose, which is really annoying. I don't want to subject you guys to that. Let's see if we hold that 69 and 3/4 bid. Hey, Marky, what's going on? One time framing hex is trend, right? Trend up, trend down. So when you're in balance, there's not a lot of one time framing. You'll see one time framing on a minute or a 5 minute chart, but not on a daily or on a half an hour or longer time frames. See, look below and fail of 69 and 3/4. First stop's going to be around 72, 73. But let's see, we got 50 seconds until the open. Let the market open. Let the large traders go and show you where the bids are, where the offers are, right? Hey, Travis, how you doing? See, look below and fail. So you'd buy 70, 71, sell a little bit at 73, sell a little bit at 74, get out of your position, make a few bucks. You're not going to be buying private jets with this kind of money, but you will pay your bills. If you make if even you make 2 points, $100 on one contract, and you do it with 3 or 4 contracts, you do that a couple of times a day, you make a living. Now, there's the bid. Do you see the bid? There's the bid, right? So if you're trading this, right, if we stay above 74, we're looking for 77. I've logged 74 and I sold 75 and 3/4 just on one micro. I'm trading pretty slow today. My reflexes aren't the best, so I will only scalp with the micro. Remember, inventory is short, my friends. Right? Inventory is short. Right? We filled the gap. Right? So if you log 72, 73, make sure you sell, my friends. Make sure you sell. Right? Gap fill to the tick. There's sellers there. Right? Of course. back down, right? It's just rotation, right? You get some rotation because people don't know what to expect. And no trader who has two brain cells to rub together is going to go full port into a position. And I learned that from Cisco, full port. They're not going to go fully into a position before a massive material change in the market's news release, which is what we're expecting, right? So the overnight low target. Let's see if we take out that overnight low. Little look below it, fail of the overnight low. So as you can see, folks, overnight inventory is short is not much of a reaction, right? So if you do a little 64 buy, put your stop at 62, sell into this strength, you know there's going to be a seller somewhere, at 67, 68. Don't get too greedy, right? If you're not a fast trader, then just sit and wait, right? There's nothing wrong with sitting and waiting and watching. Hopefully you learn something while you're watching. That would be choice, as Ferris Bueller would say. Now, we get into 8 times cost basis, discount. You just keep doubling these zones. There's 4, I got to stick 8 on there. So let's see. So if you are long here, say you're long 4 or 5, 64, 65, there's going to be a seller at 67 and 3/4. And if we get over 67 and 3/4, expect selling at 69 and 3/4, right? There you go. Log 64, 65, selling into the 70s, make 3, 4 points. Thank you. Right? Look below and fail of the overnight low. The shorts came in, right? The shorts are the first to buy. Wholesale builds a position. We buy, and then the dumb shorts that shorted here, they go to cover, and whoop, there you go. You get that big move up. There you go. If you're not sure about what I'm talking about, I would welcome you to come into our trading room and learn how to trade just using some common sense, right? That's the biggest tool a trader can have is respect for the market, common sense, and the ability to focus. Now let's see if we can get back up over 77. VWAP is going to be the goalie at 78, right? Be safe out there, Travis. Hope you're welding somewhere warm. There we go. Look for sellers at 78 and change. Now, if we get above VWAP, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen? We're going to take all this cheap crap and try and sell it up here. So watch for VWAP and watch if we accept over VWAP. Now, there's going to be some sellers here in the 80s because there are single prints here. This means supply, which equals resistance. So if you're shorting VWAP, your stop's going to be 80, right? Say you're short 78, 77, you want your stop here, right? Because if the sellers don't have to compete, they will raise prices here. If they have to compete, they'll push price down back down to 76. You see? There you go. So you're short 77, 78, cover some at 74. You see? Just you got to be in and out. You don't want to get greedy in a rotational market. So we picked up all the cheap stuff, right? We picked up all that cheap inventory under 73. If we have to put it on sale, we'll go back down to 69. Yeah. Right? If you're short 77, you put some bids down here. Hey, Chadwick, how you doing? Welcome to all the folks who are on our YouTube stream. If you don't know me, my name's JJ. I'm vwaptrader1 on X. Run the Trading Syndicate Trading Room, where we teach regular folks how to make a living without all the double talk, right? You don't have to you don't have to have a math degree to make money in this. All you need to do is pay attention, have a little bit of discipline, have the ability to focus. You know. Now let's see, if we hold 69, we'll rotate back up to 73, unless somebody comes and slaps it down. Let's see. Nobody's in a real rush to buy this market right now, right? We're back to the cost basis that we were in when we liquidated. So wait till the next candle opens up. Don't go long yet. If the next candle opens and we hold 70, then you can go long 70, put your stop under 68, 69. But right now, I don't see it just yet. See, there's a seller at 69 and 3/4. We got to clean them out. There we go. You know there's going to be a seller at 72, so you got to be aware of that. Yeah. Now, if you take a couple of trades and you get stopped out doing this, it means, well, it could mean a couple of things. The most probable thing is that there's not enough follow through, right? And when there's not enough follow through, that's not good for us as retail traders. So we want to wait until they flush it back down again and then find the bid. Sometimes it's very choppy and you're going to miss trades, and you got to be at peace with that. It's definitely a seller at 72. Oh boy. Yeah, no trade for me here. Let the market go find the bid. Look to see if we can stay in the overnight range. If we break the overnight range, we're going to get some liquidation down to 69.53. So we only take trades when the trades meet our terms and conditions for doing business. This way we avoid all the pitfalls that people fall into with all this FOMO and all this nonsense, right? So we have very specific conditions on which to take a trade. A look below and fail, or a look above and fail. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about scalping, right? You miss a trade, don't worry. It's like trains or buses. There's always going to be another one, right? There's always going to be another opportunity. Here we go. Let's see if we can clear out the 72s. Nope, that seller is still there at 72. So I did say it was going to be choppy. Let's see. Well, yeah, you gotta cut your losses. I mean, if you don't cut your losses, you're a bad business person, right? Either that or you got a money tree growing in your backyard, right? Your last name is Rockefeller or Vanderbilt or something like that, and you know, you got the old family trust to back you up, right? Even then, why just throw money out the window? I don't know. I think traders would lose a lot less money if they actually had to physically take the dollar bills and go to their brokerage account and deposit it like in the old days with the bank. If you actually physically had to handle your money, you wouldn't make such dumbass decisions, right? There we go. Break of the overnight low. If we accept under the overnight low, let's go look at where the stops are. Your first stops are at 55 half, 53 quarter, 52, and 68.49. You got a golden goose. Oh, I guess you're living in a fairy tale then. Good for you. Make sure you keep that golden goose alive. That's what I love about YouTube. Yeah, that was nice, eh? That was nice. It'll look above and fail of 69.77 and three quarter, all the way down to 61 and three quarter. Now let's see if we do a look below and fail of 61 and three quarter. Not yet. Not yet. Let them sell. Right? Let them sell it out. There's no reason for you to go put your hard-earned money to work at the wrong time. Right? As we liquidate, this is a swing low here at 55 half. If we take that out, you'll get some more selling as we come down. Well, there's Steve. Our offer is only good for today. If you're relatively new, Alex, just ask me those questions in the room. I don't understand what you're saying. You got your cost levels at $5 spread. DM me in the room. I'll help you out one-on-one. Looking for 55 and a half. The bid. Temporary. 55 half. Sorry about that, folks. I had a bit of a coughing fit. Oof. Still have sellers. So we took that swing low, got a little bit of selling, took that stop, took that stop. The next stop's down at 49. Now, if you're looking for a buy the dip, wait till the large traders clean this area out. Otherwise, they're going to sell into it somewhere here. Look for sellers at 61 and 3/4. If the sellers here see buyers, they'll lift the offer up to 63 and change. Right? So if you're shorting this, right, say you're short 61, 60, go throw some bids in there at 58, 59, right? If those bids don't fill, market's telling you that they don't have to sell lower. So I shorted 60 and I covered at 58 and 3/4. And that was just one micro. I got lucky on that because the offer is starting to go up. Next area is 64. So this could be a look below and fail of 61 and 3/4. I'd wait until we regain the overnight low if you have to go long. Okay, because there are sellers there. See? The sellers are right here. Same place. It's a bit of a tough market to trade, right? It's choppy and the order flow is not predictable. So we went down to 52.5. My level was 53/4. We looked underneath it, came back up. Now we've got selling again. Just take your time, relax. Don't get all stressed out. If you don't see a trade, you don't have to trade, right? If you don't see a trade, you just wait, right? If we clear the 64s, right? You go long a little bit. I bought 63.5 and I'm selling 66.25. Just sell into strength, right? Sell into strength because you don't have a lot of time to sell. Don't wait for an invitation. Right now we're below 61 and 3/4 again, so let it go and find the bid. It should be somewhere around here at 58. Right, wait for the next candle. Isn't it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. And then this should be 8. So there's only 4 here. 2, 4, 8, 16. Sorry, it might look a little confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so cost basis is here. There's 2, there's 4, and down to 8. I have the middle highlighted. Sorry, it's a little confusing. So where there's no numbers is the middle. Yeah, sorry about that. I should have explained that this morning. Sometimes I don't do that. If the cost basis is kind of small, then I'll leave it off. But today I woke up late. I did my cost basis early this morning, and so I should have told you guys. Thanks for bringing it up, Cindy, so people who are confused. Good questions this morning. Oh boy, pretty choppy now. I'm starting to run out of steam, so put the Dom away. It's not been a huge trading week for me. I think I took one trade yesterday. The day before I didn't trade at all because I was like really sick. So yeah, that's okay. SCOTUS is supposed to start comments around 10. Well, it's a good time to take a coffee break then, Marky. It is a beautiful time to take a coffee break. Yeah, anytime these guys start talking tariffs and blah, 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 I know a lot of people like to jump in. I am very much of the opinion that, unless you're spending a couple of $100,000 on technology and data, you got no business trying to trade news. So, as a retail trader, jeez, that's a chop fest right now. Nobody wants to commit. Yeah, the smart money is going to sit back and wait, right? I mean, that's what smart money does. Smart money only puts money to work when there's a valid business reason. Otherwise, there's really no point. Six minutes left. We do have sellers, right? We had sellers at 64, 62, 60 and a half. Now they're under 60 and a half. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Some people, trading a fast market definitely takes some time. Be patient with yourself. As you progress in your trading journey, you'll be able to trade faster markets. Or you'll just go, you know what? Yeah, it's too fast for me. I'll just chill out. Yeah, retail trading, $6 million bad is I try and hold my attention for brief periods. Um, when you're an institutional trader, you have to have your focus for 8 hours because otherwise, if you miss a fill, my God, your clients will just rip your face off. But in retail trading, I just kind of chill and relax. Um, I like to you know, putter with I'll buy broken watches on eBay and try and fix them, or I'll be surfing, bring a trailer or something like that. If I had an old car, I'd go and work on that and have a screen in my garage, but I live in an apartment building, so I can't do that. But I always find something to distract myself. Or if, I'm working on a company, I'll work on their filings or something like that. Always have something else to do to keep yourself distracted. Because everybody, it's it's easy to say don't jump in and stuff like that, but sometimes, if you're feeling, like if you're over trading, there's sometimes that I'll be trading and I'll go to you guys, I'll go, guys, I think I'm over trading here. I'm just gonna chill out. No, I like the 1 minute chart, Marky, because I want to train you to be fast. right? There's nothing more clear than a 1 minute chart. You know what the confirmation of the move is? It's you. The confirmation of the move is you. So if you really know your stuff, you'll be able to watch that offer. So what I want you guys to do, and that's why I say use the 1 minute chart, and because it moves quick, you need to think quick, right? Now the reason you need to think quick is to be able to get out of bad trades quickly, not to get into trades really fast and overtrade and stuff like that, right? It's not like we're trading every candle. But, and people will go, oh, I'm going to use a 2 minute chart or a 3 minute chart. And there's a lot that you're going to miss. In that 3 minute candle, there's stuff that's happening that you're not aware of, right? So the confirmation of the move is you. It's your interpretation of the chart, right? Now, I know that sounds a little weird, just like the A plus trading setup is you, right? What makes an A plus trading setup is, have you done it 1,000 times? Have you tracked it? Have you journaled which different types of order flow happen at different times, which change, different types of volatility? Have you journaled that trade? Have you rewound your charts? Have you put in the work? Make sense? The longer you're with us, you'll see it over and over and over again, and you'll know what I'm talking about. When you're first with us and you're looking at this stuff, it all just looks like gibberish until you really dig in. I've never used a tick chart. Not to say that it wouldn't work, but I've never used it. I'm a simple guy. It's just a simple 1 minute chart. I like simplicity. Yeah, and that's not a bad short from 65 down, right? So look above 65 and straight back down. The offers are moving lower, right? We're taking out those lower stops. Underneath 69.53 quarter, we're targeting 43 quarter and the next swing low underneath. Yeah, I haven't done the work with tick charts to know. But right now we are getting liquidation before that tariff stuff. So please be careful. I'm going to be signing off now. Got to rest my voice. We're doing another session at 11 o'clock in the room. Thank you folks for being with us. Have a safe day. Be careful. Don't throw all your money out the window. And the rest of the folks in the room, I will see you at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll put the Zoom link in the room. Good stuff, Hex. Hey, every little bit of money work helps, right? Just now, don't go spending it all. Whoa, hello. There's 43. Thanks, Chadwick. vwaptrader1 at gmail.com is my email. Thank you, folks. Please be careful out there today, and we will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30 in the morning UK time. Thanks, everyone. And the rest of the guys in the room, 11 o'clock.